Right then, welcome back. Today, well, we're going to do a 2005 GSX-R600 race modified setup, and we kicked off at Brands. The time wasn't great, 40th on the leaderboards. It felt a bit understeery, it wouldn't go in the corners. So I made a few changes, then went to Alton Foster's. We went soft and soft, just like we did at Brands. Much better time this time. It felt good, although I did try anti-wheelie one, but that was a no-no because somehow a race modified 600's got enough go to kick you over the back. Then we went to UMC Outer. It was always going to struggle here. Big, long, massive straight. It was getting absolutely duffed up down the straight by the faster bikes. However, 11th on provisionally on the leaderboards, which was quite good. I thought, right, we'll try one in the rain. So I went to VIR South and did it rain. AI were a bit arsey on this one, but we still got a decent lap in and the bike's feeling good. It was warming the tyres up okay, possibly guilty of running it a little bit stiff. Then we went to Tsukuba, medium on the front, soft on the back, struggled there, didn't want to go anywhere. And finally, we went to Kanto. Medium front, soft rear, great. You know what, I think this is probably my new favourite track. And provisionally, if the time was to go on the leaderboards, it would have put us 6th. So I'm quite happy with that. It's a bit of a weird bike to use after using the 1000cc stuff. It feels, what's the word, slow. Yeah, but anyway, pros, high corner speed. It's a race modified 600. Of course it's going to be fast in the corners. The key is getting the bike to respond how you want. So I'm happy with it. If it feels a little slow, drop the front preload, stick the rear preload up one, and that'll give you the interaction you want. It'll just make it respond that bit more crisp. If it's a bit quick, go the other way. Up the front preload one, drop the rear preload one. Yeah, up the front, drop the rear to slow it down, and that'll just, that rate of turn when you push the stick to go left or right, it'll just adjust it. You may have to adjust the spring hardness one click either way depending on how the tyre reacts, or you could just run the softs because it'll run the softs quite well. It's rev-tastic, yeah. I mean the Ducati revs, but there's just something about that shrill nature of a 600 revving its nuts off. Little engine, little pistons in them cylinders going absolutely mad. Yeah, there's a certain something about them. And the good thing is there's plenty of adjustment left. The lowest setting we've got is on the rear shock. We're running 2, so if you find the tyres like not getting quite warm enough and you want to drop the spring down to maybe get a bit more heat in the tyre, you can. If you're running it and it's getting too hot, you can move up again. So the bike's nicely in that middle ground. Cons, it's slow in a straight line. I mean, everything's relative. If you're running it against other 600s, it'll feel fine. If you're running it like I do in the free races where you're playing against all sorts of different stuff, it's going to be an absolute pain in the backside. It likes to wheelie, strange. I dropped the rear spring right down, I mucked about with a preload, and no matter what I did, I could not get the bike to not want to flip me over the back at every opportunity. On a 1000 or a bigger bike, you can just click it up a gear and they've got enough grunt to pull you out the bend. This thing, no, it's got to be in the sweet spot, otherwise it's not going anywhere. So yeah, it likes to wheelie. I ended up running the anti-wheelie on 2. It seems to be flickering a lot all the time. I've also been mucking about with a 2017 GSX-R600 as well, and that's the same. It just wants to wheelie, so it must be something that's in the programming for the bike. And it feels old. Now, what do I mean by it feels old? So the race modified 750s, even the road 750s, they just feel a bit when the engine doesn't really want to get going. They don't really seem to ever get on top of themselves. The 2017 GSX-R600 feels like a modern bike. It feels zippy, it feels fast, it feels revvy, whereas this doesn't. It just feels a bit lethargic. So when I say it feels old, what I mean is it's got to feel like some of the older bikes in the game. So yeah, it is quick with a little bit of tweaking. I mean, we did an 11th, a 10th and a 6th at various different places, so I reckon a little bit of tweaking, you're certainly going to be pumping times into the top 5, maybe even a bit better. But yeah, give it a go. I'm going to keep doing them. I quite enjoy it actually. 5, 6, what have I done this time? 6 events, see if we can get a set up. It's just about getting the tyres to work. So as long as I get the tyres working, then that to me says the setup's there or thereabouts, and then we can adjust the way it reacts around it. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for commenting, thanks very much if you've subscribed. I absolutely appreciate it. We are on a quest to get to 1,000, and when I get to 1,000, I will do the 24-hour Nürburgring race. Yeah, so there we go. If you want to absolutely pump me up the backside over Christmas, get subscribing and we'll get it done. So thank you, fingers crossed. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, take care, peace.